Hey bosses, so it's Venus here with another video. I am Venus Austin. I am the owner of blankwardrobe.com, which is an online boutique that specializes in women's apparel. We specialize in versatile, edgy basics that you can incorporate into your current wardrobe or you can use to build your wardrobe. We're also all about empowering women to be their unapologetic selves and to use their style to build their personal and professional brands. So I wanted to come back on to talk about the things you need for a pop-up shop. So this is a question I've gotten before. And when I did my first pop-up shop, I was so nervous that I didn't have everything. So I was that girl who was like researching everything on Google. I was on YouTube. I was in books. I was like literally researching everything because it's something I've never did before. And I don't know anyone personally that like really did it to the point where I can pick up the phone and call them. So I did a lot of research. So this is kind of, you're benefiting from my research and my anxiety from my first pop-up shop. So very quickly, let's just dive into this video. So I have my handy dandy notebook. So you guys know I do like to ramble. So, and I do like to talk. So I have everything written down so that I can stay on track and so that you guys don't have to, listen to that and you guys can get all the information that you need very quickly. So we are going to go through 5 different tips of like what you need for a pop-up shop. So for Blank Wardrobe is in its 3rd year and I've done probably a total of 5 pop-up shops. Now I want to do more. That's the goal for 2020 is to do more pop-up shops. But after I go through this list, you'll see why. Just because for me, to be honest with you, I don't like typical pop-up shops. I like to have experiences because at the end of the day, I don't want to just sell products. I want you to really experience the brand. I think as an online retailer, when you are doing a pop-up shop, people are really wanting to experience you. And it's really an opportunity for you to really give people you and really educate people on your brand. And not just focus on selling a piece, a garment. So I've done about 5 or a little bit more. I've had success with pop-up shops, especially ones that I ran. So part of the 5 that I did it in partnership with other people where I didn't lead the marketing or I didn't lead the pop-up shop in terms of planning it. I actually just kind of was invited to join on and attend or be a retailer at a pop-up shop that someone else was actually putting on. So I was fortunate enough to work with NARS both times. Well, actually 2 times with NARS, and then I did 1 event just on my own. So I'll insert some clips and whatnot so that you can see it. But NARS, I was very fortunate to partner with NARS, and they hosted us and provided the kind of champagne. We provided the light bites, and it was a great partnership because NARS really fits our brand from the beauty side. So it was just kind of like a match made in heaven. So very successful, and they were fun. And so, so I feel like I can, even though I haven't done a lot of them, I've done enough of them at a larger scale to be able to provide these tips for you. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing that I did when I said, okay, I want to do a pop-up shop is time. And I'll kind of focus on my first one. I started to think about my goals and my targets. So how much money did I want to make? How many people I wanted to come out to the pop-up shop, where I was going to have it, and really why? Like, what's my intention? Was it to really just sell the clothes? Or, did I really want to connect with the people? Because those two things are different enough to affect kind of your mindset and the things that you bring or what you're trying to accomplish at that pop-up shop. So for mine, it was really to connect with the people. So my kind of revenue or what I wanted to make, my profit goals were a little bit lower than how many people I wanted to have. Like, I really focused on the attendee number than how much profit I was going to make. But, don't get it twisted. We always want to, focus on profit, but it just wasn't my main kind of thing that I paid attention to, or that was set as a high goal. And so, once I established my goals and my targets, I really thought about location and then partnership. So that's one of the things that when I was doing my research that I didn't really see was clearly talked about. As a new retailer, securing a location for your pop-up shop can be difficult if you don't have partners or a partnership established. One of the things I will say is before I opened up my boutique, I was a fashion and beauty blogger. And I guess I would be considered a micro blogger. So if you look at some YouTube videos, you will see that. If you're not new here and you've been kind of following me for years, then you know that. But I've been able to work with brands like Neutrogena, Pixie, Topshop, Vera Bradley, a whole slew of different brands. And so I kind of had some partnership with PR agencies, and also just connected to certain people who were also connected to NARS, for example. And so when I started thinking about location and partnerships for my first pop-up shop, my first pop-up shop was in partnership with NARS. And part of that partnership came through a relationship that I had with another retailer, and she was actually having the pop-up shop at NARS, and I met the people there, and it just kind of happened. So when you start thinking about a pop-up shop for your store, you want to start to kind of pull and leverage some of the partnerships that you have already, or the connections or the people that you know, so that you can get into a prime location and have a really good partnership, especially when you're small, because no one really knows who you are. So if you can attach to a bigger brand, then that's always a good thing. It kind of gives you, I guess you can call it clout, right? So the third thing that you want to think about when you're doing a pop-up shop is the marketing. So this incorporates everything that's under the sun for marketing: your email, your social media, if you're going to do print pieces, offer a discount code, all of the materials, the banners, everything that you're going to need to promote and also be present at the pop-up shop. So you want to kind of have a running list. For me, for example, it was that I knew I needed to send out some emails to my email list. I knew I needed to do social media. So I started to craft based off of what my pop-up shop theme was going to be. I started to craft the marketing materials. So I am fortunate enough to have a marketing background. So that part was actually fun and easy for me. If you don't have that, you can go to Fiverr.com and get help with a lot of your materials. Canva.com is a great tool. Even though I have a little skill in Photoshop, I will drop into Canva very quickly because it's very easy. And right now it works for me to balance everything. So you really want to spend some time on gathering your marketing materials and talk about how you're going to push your pop-up shop. So speaking of which, the fourth thing that you want to do is gather your materials. So I literally probably a couple of days before my pop-up shop, I literally had a piece of paper and I made a list of all the things I was going to need. And so for me, my list was banners, posters, the inventory, of course, also my samples. So I keep a sample of each piece that I sell in the shop for modeling. And also to be at pop-up shops, because I don't like to have the actual garment on the rack at my pop-up shops because people touch it, people like to try it on, and then you get makeup and dirt and all that on there. And I like my items to be fresh for my customers, so I do not have the real stuff on the rack. I have my sample pieces. And so the terminal. So you want to, if you're using a Square, if you're using Shopify, if you use that platform, Shopify actually has a terminal that you can use for credit cards, for processing. I don't accept cash or check at my pop-up shop. You have to use card. Part of that is because I don't want to manage cash. It can be very cumbersome. And yeah, I want to kind of decrease any liabilities with transporting and moving cash. and also checks. And also your print material. So if you're going to have, print pieces that advertise a discount code, or, your brand story, your business cards, any of those materials you want to make sure that you bring. And then also for my pop-up shops, I always have light bites, and I also have champagne. So when I worked with NARS, they actually provided the champagne. But when I did a pop-up shop / event on my own, I had to provide that. So you want to make sure you have all those pieces, because none of that stuff is free. And so you have to account for the finances of it and just know what you need to bring the day of. So the fifth thing that you want to do with the pop-up shop is follow up. So a lot of people don't realize the importance of following up after you host a pop-up shop, because as you can probably tell with me just going through this list, a lot goes into a pop-up shop if you do it right. And so you would hate to go through all that work and not follow up with the people that you met, your customers that actually purchased from you, and also the partners that you worked with. That's relationship building 101, right? So I follow up with my customers with an email to them saying thank you, and I also give them a survey, because I want to know what they thought about the pop-up shop experience. Also, I want them to be critical. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and everything in between. So I follow up with my partners to just say thank you. Also just keeping that door open for another partnership opportunity, and also to see if they benefited from the partnership as well. If there were any things that we could have done differently to make it go better for them. Because when you partner with people, it's not just about you being able to get your benefits or things that you want. You also want to make sure that your partner is also benefiting as well. So also check your inventory and check your samples. I hate to admit it, but a couple of pop-up shops I went to, I had people who tried to steal from me. And so, it's just like when literally the way that you should look at it when you bring inventory out of your home or wherever you're storing it, that's money, that's cash. And so you want to always be mindful of how many pieces you started with and how many pieces you left with when you account for sales and all of the other things in between. So I usually keep like a printout. My Shopify terminal does a great job at, if I get a sale, then it takes the inventory right out digitally. And then I have the printout just so that when I'm accounting and going through my inventory and sorting it again, when I get home after the pop-up shop, I kind of know more or less between what Shopify is saying was sold and also what I brought, that it matches. And then review your finances. How much money did you make? What was your profit? Was it worth it? At the end of the day. So you want to make sure, and that goes in with inventory too. So you want to make sure that you're doing the business part of it too, and not just kind of focusing in on the fun part of being at the event. So those are the housekeeping items that you want to do when you're following up. So that wraps the 5 different things that you need to do if you do a pop-up shop. So number 1, as a recap, you guys, determine your goals and your targets. Number 2, determine your location and partnership. Number 3, determine your marketing. Number 4, gather your materials. And number 5, follow up. So if you follow all those steps, I am 100% sure that your pop-up shop will be successful financially, and also just the fact that you were able to execute it. So thank you guys for watching. We are on the road to 1K. We are ever so close to that number, you guys. Let's hit 1K so that we can move on to the next goal. I really do appreciate you guys watching and commenting. You guys have been seeming like you love these videos, so let's keep it going. If you think this video will be beneficial to someone else, definitely share it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, like and comment, and then turn on the notifications. We are working on the timing of our videos. So the notification bell is going to be your best bet to know when we drop a video. But generally, we're thinking we're going to target Monday and Thursdays. So thank you for watching. And until next time, in the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.